Oh, ahoy, hoy. There we go. That's what I like to see. Ah, good connection. I love it. I'm starting a little early, so no rush if you're not here. Which I guess why would you if you don't know it started early? Wanted to make sure everything worked is all. And everything works, so that's great. Just alert people that we're starting. Man, my Twitter feed's just full of trash. Constant trash. Endless trash. Gotta love bots, I guess. And okay. Let's see here. What other things do I need to do? There's always things I need to do. Got Unity loaded up. Did I push up that post over on Patreon? Oh, that's right, I had it scheduled. Didn't put it up yet. The schedule from this post, we move it into drafts until we publish it. Okay, so publish. It's insane, it's loaded. Oh god, it's Twitchception. Okay. What's this? Ooh, my trademark application. I see. I do not need to show that then. I'm just gonna kill a little time before 2. See what's going on with Fire Emblem Heroes. Voting Gauntlet A. Ah, as expected. They're throwing all their defenses they can to stop Corrin from winning. Which is fine, whatever. It's not like I care or anything. Patreon reporting in. Welcome. Welcome, sir. Since this is a public one, I haven't done a public one in a while, I think another thing I'm going to do is toss up our soundtrack and just let that play while I mess around, especially now that we have a better internet service. I think we can do the music and the video and the chat, and it'll all be okay, which is exciting. So it's another sort of thing we get to mess around with, try out. Let's see if I can find where I put that soundtrack info. Music, I assume? That does not seem like everything, though. Playlists. Undead Darling soundtrack. What the hell is groove music? Get out of here. Yeah, I know that. I want to see the whole playlist, please. That is not the whole playlist at all. Man. It says 16 songs. We have a lot more than that, though. So it's somewhere. Hiding somewhere. Probably in my stomach. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Let's see. What a pain. Where'd it go? Not in there. I don't know why I would have thrown them in downloads, but it's possible. Welcome, welcome. Can you hear me okay? I ask because it seems like my microphone's working, but I don't have that weird hiss, like that feedback hiss that I usually get. So, better safe than sorry. Glad to say I've been a Patreon since December, so 8 months of giving you my money onwards to a year. Maybe we're turning your mic up just a notch, though. Let's see if I can do that. Using that fancy pants PlayStation headset. Let's see if that's any better. Maybe it's better, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just mumbling. Well, MY3D. I'm a piece of crap. Sinista. Well, thank you for being such a long-standing Patreon member. That's very, very awesome. It's really stupidly moving for me to know that people are hanging out with me that long. I'm doing my best. And we're getting there. We really, really are. Which I'll hopefully be able to show you over the course of this stream. If I can find all the dang music. Because I know I did one, like a whole soundtrack playthrough when I was still out in California doing some freelance stuff. I used to have like a big folder that just said like organize, and I was going to organize it. Where would I have dropped it? I don't know. Is it possible that I have it in my old game build? Sources, audio, music. No. That sounds better. Good, good, good. Good to hear. Let's see. Maybe my recycled in has the answer. Usually does. It does not. What a shame. Well, I guess what I'll do real quick then is hop on over to my shared drive with the musician and just pull it all down again. Since I'm a dummy and I do not have it all. Asset dump. Music. Dying to Party extended. Oh man. Yeah, let's definitely grab all these. This is the jam. So we gotta pump it up. The failed login error. I'll log your error. Why? Who's it shared with? With me. Better. Don't make me download them one at a time. Or what I could do is just play them from Drive. That would make the most sense. I was initially back from the days of Kickstarter. Ah, those days, huh? Yeah, well, I would like to say we've come a long way, but as you see, I'm actually redoing some of the shopping mall. I lost one of the scenes when we did a Unity update, so I had to redo it. But it worked out because we got a lot of clothing assets redone. So we made all of our clothes based off of what the undead girls are already wearing. So we've got Dichroma socks, we've got Jordan's little cloth skirt, we got Kyrie's pleated skirt, we've got Summer's Sophie shorts, Jordan's puffy vest. Somewhere around here we have there it is, I see Pearl's shirt. Got Pearl's shirt. So I like having these more thematically accurate clothing pieces. Just like Jinjin instantly is progress or something. Yeah, it's true. It's a true. But it's all for the better. Got a lot of things redone, and I'm just putting it all back together again. And I mean, in the game itself, it looks good, which is half the battle, I guess. Have you got a Discord group or something? I keep seeing things about Discord. I don't know what it is. I probably should know what it is. It seems like another group that I need to hop into. I don't have the shader working properly in this scene. I think it's because I don't have the lighting done. But that's okay. So let's see here. Does it look like you got a big bowl of milk down there? What's going on? You can't really see it, I guess. Can play with that later. Hello all. Hello. It's something akin to Skype crossed with TeamSpeak to keep it basic, but it's free to have a server. Yay! Cool. That's good. All right. So let me know if... Let me know if you hear this music come through. It's probably going to come out my headphones, but I want you to hear it too, obviously. So just let me know if it does, and if it's loud, if it's quiet, and I will adjust accordingly. It's a classic song. We've had this one for a while. Good level if you want to speak over it. Can you hear me over it? Okay, nice. I'll just try to keep my voice up, because it is right on my ears, so it's loud for me, but... Well, not too loud for me, but you know. The rarities of audio working. I blame the better internet connection we have now. Everything seems to work a little nicer. Yeah, this is one of the first tracks that we had recorded. It was the mall dungeon theme. Appropriate since I have the mall open right now. But I kind of want to jump into a different scene because I'm a little tired of the mall. I've been doing it all the darn time. And since this is like we're considering going back to Kickstarter and trying that again? No, I think Kickstarter for actually kickstarting new IPs from a new untested developer is sort of done for. I think there have been too many people that have run away with money. I know there are always exceptions. Some people will always find a way to get funded, but I'll try it again on a new IP. Oh, I don't know if that changed the volume of the music. I was just turning my headphones down, but not the source volume. Yeah, I think it's... I don't know if it's past its heyday, but the projects are a lot more selective. I think a lot of people have burnout, like funding burnout. Like they think it's all... When I say they, I'm actually talking about the people who make the Kickstarters. They don't know the scope of what they're doing, how much management's involved, and they will consistently undersell how much it costs to develop a game so they can get funded, but then they forget that they still have to deliver based on what they got funded, and it doesn't really work that often. So they get screwed over. They screw themselves over, and by doing that, they screw you guys over, the backers. Okay, so that was that song. I wish Google Drive had a playlist, but I'll just keep on rocking. This next one is Emily's theme song, which is very like Junibyo, Castlevania, and I think the music guy Mark, he wants to do an extended version of it because it's so much fun. But I'll pop it on. But I do want to try Kickstarter again after we've delivered a finished product, because then it's like, okay, these guys know what they're doing. They've put a game out. Let's see what they're going to try next time. Because we'll have our visual novel engine, we'll have our dungeon crawler engine, so we can make these types of games not without too much effort, but we can do it a lot more affordably. And then we'll kickstart for a new genre with a new engine. Gotta love the harpsichords, right? It's thinking. The high school's the largest dungeon. I think I made it too large. What do you think? A little big? A little big compared to your Etrian Odyssey 20 by 20? Visual novels that are being licensed. Sekai Project, for example, are a well-known developer. Yeah. I think Sekai Project has a really good system when it comes to Kickstarter, because it's like it's a title they have licensed, it's going to come out, and Kickstarter is for people that want to back like an enhanced version, with physical goods, or I think a couple times they did it for a dub, right? And, it's been a good success for them, which is awesome. It's going to chug a little bit here as it loads in all the assets. So I'm going to let it rock and roll there as we move to a new song. The government office. Yeah, but let's do the high school one, huh? Let's move to the high school since that's what we're looking in. Yeah, wander around your high school. Get a little more happy high school days music. And if frame rate's a concern that you have after watching this, just remember, I'm running this on a laptop and we're doing a lot of stuff. So it hasn't even been optimized in the code yet. We haven't locked it down to 30 frames and have a draw distance. So it's all still very default. It loads literally everything, and it's on this poor laptop. So trust me when I say the final product will run a lot smoother, especially once we put it on PS4, because it can chuck a lot more. You can chuck a lot more at it, and it'll run it fine. AKA the compile heart development model. It ran like shit on the PS3. Well, let's just do the same stuff on PS4, and now it'll run a little bit better. We won't make an attempt to optimize or, improve ourselves. So Nick, what you been gaming when you aren't deving? Fire Emblem Heroes, of course. And, Neo. I've been playing Neo, and I'm still trying to finish Persona 5. It did not grab me as well as Persona 3 and 4 did. I think it's because they really, really keep restricting you on, like, I'm gonna go out and do something today. And that stupid cat's like, no, how about you go to sleep? For like 3 months in a row. It really pisses me off. It's not as open as they try to make it sound. I like our school though. We have really cool desk assets. The lights are emitting a soft light. Oh, you see this thing didn't render in. Ooh, in fact, why not do a little live action debugging? Whoop. What happened here? Let's see. So that would be the high school song. And it's not going to actually keep this save after I exit the game, but I just want to show. There it is all good. How about that Persona 1? Hey, I have Persona 1. Revelations Persona. Mark dances crazy. Good old Atlas when censorship wasn't talked about. Let's see, what can we do now? Let's move over to the government office song. I like this one too. Down it live! Morgana is worst cat. Yep. Wish they changed the structure of Persona 5, like it's still the same basic foundation they established P3. The thing that I was really, really hoping for with Persona 5 that they completely did not do, I was hoping they would sort of, like you said, evolve. I don't mean evolve the mechanics, but they try to make it sound like Persona 2 was in a high school, like high school students. But Innocent Sin may have been more like that, but Eternal Punishment was like adults. And people that play Persona 5, you've probably played Persona 3 because that's when it got really popular. And Persona 3 came out how many years ago? So even if you were not yet in high school when Persona 3 came out, you have since graduated college. I was hoping that they would do the same with the game. You know, sort of have like a career or adult characters. I think that's where they need to go because Japan seems to refuse to believe that gamers age. And you're gonna have to pay attention to us older gamers because we're still gonna be the ones buying most of your stuff. Because we grew up with games, so we're not going anywhere. So why not give us a little fan service and make a game in the adult world? Just my thought. So that's what I was hoping they would do, but they didn't do. And then they're all like, Persona Anniversary, and they have like the 5 high school emblems. I'm like, oh, come on. The second one was barely in a high school. They just all went to a high school together that they mentioned, and you explore at the very beginning. Kind of annoyed me. I liked Persona 2 for its more adult cast, but God, that gameplay did not age well. I can't do it. A little too slow. That encounter rate, especially on the cruise ship. Oh my God, give me a break. Well, Japan doesn't have a habit of listening to Western fans for the most part. But then there's Dragon's Dogma, which is probably the best game I've ever played in a long time. I really love that game. But anyway, for better or worse, even after playing 4, it feels like the mechanics of 3 didn't age well. At least in Fez with the party doing their own thing. Yeah. Oh, my computer hates me right now. But that's okay. So that was a little bit of just running around the high school. Also, that was a badass English version of a classic Beans song. I wish they kept that, like, rock and roll song when they did Dark Arisen, but I guess they lost the license to it, or they didn't pay to renew it. Music licensing in Japan is a really, really troublesome beast. There it goes. Alright. So that was a little bit of the high school. I just wanted to show that off. Like I said, this is the first time we've done a public one in a while, so I just wanted to do a brief overview of progress. I haven't done much with the hospital since before I left for California, but still. Music licensing. Oh, excuse me. It's sort of an aside, but back to Kickstarter stuff. I wanted to do like a food for thought post on Patreon, sort of going over my experience and just sort of a word of warning, or not word of warning, but things to consider if you're a backer. If somebody has a Kickstarter up and they already have a playable version of the game, like a demo, or if they have a trailer with all of the different elements of the game already in motion, and they're not saying it's a render or like faked, they probably don't need your money because all of the work is done. They've coded all of the different things, they have the graphic assets to make it look good, and it runs. They're more likely than not just looking for money to pay the people that have already done that work, which I would argue is the wrong way to go about that sort of thing, because you want to, at least my mantra is to pay people for their work instead of promise them payment later. I think that's a little dark and wishful thinking. Yeah, the hospital's rough, but it's coming along. Do I have a... Let's see if I have a ceiling put in that I can just throw on. Ceiling basic? What is this? What is this? Ceiling drop? Main ceiling? Oh, there's one. It's not the right ceiling, I think that's the thing. Yeah, it's not the right ceiling. But that's why I said the hospital's rough. 4E, what does it mean? That means that's classroom 4E. But I also like the assets we have for the hospital. I think they did a really good job making like the uncomfortable plastic waiting chairs, the really ugly chairs you find inside patient rooms with that ugly floral stuff, and nasty gurneys. So the hospital is going to be a pretty fun dungeon. Fun dungeon. Fungin? I want to pay people for their work before they do it. And yeah, that is the Kickstarter. Oh, I'm glad you guys also recognize that this is a thing that they do. I mean, just look at it from my perspective and the way our development has gone. Like I do have all of our 3D assets, yes, but we haven't placed them all in the world because that takes a tremendous amount of time, and we don't have the entire battle system running. We don't have the entire menu system running. We have the visual novel stuff running, but when we put together a trailer, I think what kind of worked against us, and even when we do get coverage when we put out a new video, which is awesome, but it sort of gets misrepresented as like, oh, when they put a video out, that means that's what the game looks like, because that's what everyone's used to. And it's not true. It's a work in, all of our videos are to show progress. They're not to show a final product. And that kind of gets us screwed over on places like Silicon Era, especially because I guess Compile Heart fans go there and they don't like me. How dare I exist and get work consistently because I know a lot of people and I do a lot of work to pay for development. Anyway, I rant and rave. Let's see. I mean, I think you guys have all seen the police station. Oh, that's right. I have a couple GIFs to show. I just remembered from the chat here. It's mostly being used by marketing, by people who legitimately take out a loan to finish the game. Right. I have the option to take out a loan to finish the game, but I don't want to because, oh my god, the interest rates. Well, thank you for enjoying my localizations. I did a little bit of work on a couple games recently. I guess they're both announced, so fair share missteps during Kickstarter. It's okay. I mean, like I said, places like Sekai Project have sort of a different approach with Kickstarter that works really well for them. And that's awesome that they've found a way to make it not guaranteed success, but they can at least get their fans what their fans want and do it consistently and on time. And that's awesome. But when it comes to brand new studios that are asking, like if they're trying to make a tactical RPG in the vein of Final Fantasy Tactics with job classes and sprites and lots of this and that for $30,000, they're stupid. That's not going to happen. And especially if they already have like a video and a trailer and a demo, then why do they need only 30,000 because it's a much larger project, and have they already paid people? I don't know. It's a big pit to fall into, but different folks have different approaches with Kickstarter that work. Project Phoenix. Yeah, those poor suckers. Visual novels don't need larger goals. Yeah. And if we had stuck to a solely visual novel approach for our game, we would not have needed near as much, and the game would be complete and released. But I wanted to do something a little more. Anyway, we've been working on our party menu system, so I wanted to show off a little bit of that progress. I think first we'll do this one that's a skill demo showing the healing. And before I pop it up, it's like when you have low HP, your character portrait is sad, you heal them, they get happy. But more than that, we actually have it so that, you can access the skill menu, select a heal skill, and heal a party member, which we hadn't been able to do up till now, and which the original Hyperdimension Neptunian never did. But again, I'm not going to go there. To pop open skills, look how sad they all are because they don't have a lot of HP. Let's pick, nope, let's pick first aid here. Do that one, this one, first aid, pick that one, there you go. Heals an HP, low HP. Bloop bloop, bloop bloop, bloop bloop. And see how Jordan is now happy? She's happy now. She was sad before. See, before she was all cry baby. Cry baby Jordan. And what's even cooler is that when she's healed a little bit, her face gets neutral. Neutral. Happy. So neutral when she's not at full HP, happy when she's at full. Pretty cool. And we have another GIF that shows that carry over into the equipment menu. So it's the same general concept, but we go through equipment and skills and it all carries over. So you can see our HP is low. Using that first aid. Bloop bloop. Then go back to equipment. And look, she's happy because her HP's full. Yay, Pearl! Pretty cool, huh? It's all, like, after I saw that, I was like, wow, it's really coming together there. So it's really impressive. I'm really, really pumped about that. New song here. This is a sweet conversation track. So when you're having a cutesy sweet conversation with the girls, which you will do quite often. Megane comrade. Yeah, Kairi does not like low health. She's super sad. And I figure I showed this off last week, but I want to show it off this week since we're public this week. Battle test. As I said last week, it's not the most updated battle test. That's a really fast track. I guess it loops a lot. Let's do Jordan's. Oh, wait, I changed my mind. Sorry, Jordan. He calls this one boss track. I'm not sure if it's a boss track, but may as well play it for loading up the battles, right? Or, wait, I think it actually loads one up anyway. So, I want to toss this in here if I can. Tick-tock, tick-tock. If memory serves, it comes in really loud, so I'll just toss this volume down a little bit here. Play this one. Get the glow sticks. Play on a wake loop. And what this battle test does is it just loads a random set of enemies, and then we can run through kind of how battle is at the moment. Like I said, this one's a little bit out of date. The characters and enemies bounce too much, like they don't have that solid reverb hit when they take damage. And I don't know why I'm like warning you, because I mean it is work in progress. There's a lot of dust, and all of the actions play out immediately, so it's not like quite as turn-based, but that's why it's a test. Still, it shows everything is operational, animating. Oh no, we got ambushed. That was a bummer. So you see we got these turn order icons that bounce when we're selecting. So they all change as necessary. Notice little cursor moving around. It's sort of goopy. That text is really small. I think what we're going to do with this is we'll do something with it to make it bigger. I mean, it looks okay when I maximize the screen, but I don't think everybody has 1080p. You like that? I do. I like that. Oh no! The item menu, obviously, is still a little out there. But I like the barbed wire moving up here, shadows down here. Sort of gives a depth of field. And this thing always scrolling down here is cool. So we got a lot of neat moving parts in the battle system now, which is really nice. But like I said, pardon the dust. It's an older build of it, and I'm not comfortable changing any of the stuff in it because it's not my code. I don't do much code. I'm not Mr. Code. So that's how that's going. I don't have Buck's truck in here. Status, texture, turn order UI. So regular Patreon stream folk will totally already know the sewer, but I guess the sewer is something a little bit newer. So I'll putz around with it. Ah, poop, I changed my water. I do not want it to be that. I liked it guppy and green and nasty. Yeah. Although now that's a little bit too solid. Harsh. Somewhere like that was fine. And while we explore the sewer, why not... Oh god, you made it triggly. Saying Steam tag's going to get meme on it. Hey, whatever. That was enemy artist guy, which is great. You imply that people touch their own old code don't feel the same. Not everyone runs in full screen either. Cool. Okay, let's see here. Where is my sewers? There is. I actually really like the sewer track. I like the sewer track and the hospital track a whole lot. And eventually these lights up here will have like a glow emission coming out of them. But for the time being, not so much. I designed the sewers to be more like a classic Etrian Odyssey dungeon. So you have more of your solid paths with a blank spot in between. I put these in here for the time being. It's a one-way door, and the gimmick in the sewer dungeon is trying to find, you know, those Soulsborne type shortcuts, and you unlock the door from the other side, and then you can route your way around the sewers faster. You're probably not going to be able to do it in one go. And I want to get things like this little French fry tub or whatever. That will eventually be like animating, like bobbing up and down in the water. But I couldn't get my animation controller to work with it for some reason. Let's see. I played the hospital one, didn't I? Nope. Then also in the sewer, I wanted to have a couple areas a little more open, but because you have to walk on the path, it's vaguely disorienting because you can see where you want to go, but then you have to figure out like, oh, how do I get there? How did I take that path? How do I get over to that thing? And so on and so forth. Or for things like this, there'll obviously be some sort of loot or something right there. Oh, Little Southern came out. Ahem. Balancing pond this way. So that's where you would warp to another part of the sewer. Eventually, I think that path is actually locked at first, and you have to go. Oh, dang it. How do I get there? Oh, man. It's like a dungeon or something. This way? Okay, let's go this way. Yeah, so that opens up the one-way door. As you can see on this mini-map, like it's open, and it's closed, and it's open, and you can go through it, but then you can't go back. So, the sewer is a little more straightforward, but it is large. There's this one, then there's the west side, then there's the east side, and then the north side. So it's got 4 extra large maps, which is awesome. Let's go to Swain Industries. Well, I'm heading to bed at 4 a.m. Oh my goodness! Thank you for staying up this late. Have a good night's sleep. Well, I sleep upside down, so technically I sleep the right side up. There you go. Swain Industries is very much an early work in progress. Let's see here. Let's play this battle theme. Swain Industries has elevators, teleporters, and one-way doors. So while each individual map is smaller, it will take you a lot longer to navigate through them. Because there'll be backtracking and warping and all of that sort of shenanigans. And you can always follow the lines on the floor. They are meant to help you. but you can't always rely on them because you can't go backwards. Places like this will be like a laboratory room with tables and what do they have? Microscopes and crap? Oh, see, this is what I mean. You can't always trust the lines because that door doesn't open this side. This way leads you into another lab room. There we go. Now we're here. Go through there. Aw, dang it. Another lab. Back to the entrance. So, I really like the layout of Swain Industries, the government lab. It's gonna be really fun to do when I get around to it. Whoops! No, definitely don't do that. Let's see what else. Barrel, 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 barrel. I am cheating at my own game. Everyone always has max when I play. Actually, I'm cheating twice as much because it's fake. It's a fake stat. See, I just have them placed. It's just an image I have placed in front of the camera because we don't have live updates for your status in the dungeon areas yet because we have to link all that code together, battle code, party menu code, and then dungeon crawling, I guess. But once we do, I'll be able to get rid of these stand-ins and it'll have our accurate stuff. I really like these dungeons, they're really cool. Anyway, back to the mall, I guess. Oops, looks like project's over. Deletes file, deletes link. Whoops. Yep. So, I like that other alternate battle theme that Mark made. Let's see. Would you prefer... I'm gonna play the police station? Actually, let's go to the police station and play the police station. Would you rather hear... I'll type them out here. Pearl theme? Kyrie theme? Or CC theme? After we do the police station. Got a little encounter icon up there. I think I laid out all the sub-events here, so we might be able to pull off checking one of those out, if I find one. Oh boy, what loot do we get? I hope it's bourbon chicken. There's loot here, but it's gone now. And it is gone now. For now, you get this. Enjoy. And that battle is over. That was an easy win. Dang it, I will find a sub-event somewhere. Some other loot. Well, did we think about which thingy we want to listen to? Let me check my chat here. Whoa. Kyrie seconded. Man, I remember when you were still poking the police station to working. Short time, because then you regressed back to high school, and then your mind went to the sewer. A hospital. That's why college was about done with them all. Seeing many dungeons and mostly finished layouts makes me happy. Yeah, all of the layouts, like the layouts are complete. It's just putting all of these actual graphics in there. Actually, how much you have left? A lot. There's a lot left, but I say that with hope because my time is split between a lot of different things. But if I just sat and did just these things like 8 hours a day every day, I'd make some decent progress. But man, there's a lot left to do. Let's see, am I able to get over there? I don't think I am. Mostly loot over here, unless I can warp myself. Whoa! Can I do it? Can I do it while I'm playing? We'll find out shortly. Like planned needed to place items wise. Like I said, if I was doing it all day, every day, I'd probably be able to do it in a month. But that would just be placing all of the graphics. Then there would be a lot of gimmick implementation, like switches, locks, that sort of thing. And I would need one of the programmers to help me make sure those all work. Because while I wouldn't mind giving it a try, I don't really think I'd be very good at it. But since we voted Kyrie, let's listen to Kyrie. Kyrie's is so wacky. I really like what we did with her theme. Oh no, it's anachronistic. Cece isn't in your party yet. That's right, I use this I use this spot to test the sub-events, make sure that they render and play proper. But yeah, police station looks good. It just needs that final touch of lighting. The final touch of lighting, and of course, battle system mechanics. And we do have, in our last Patreon post, I mentioned we have that new UI text box. I didn't pull that branch from our repository, so I don't have it. But we're going to continue to play around with it and mix and match the different things that everyone liked from everyone's reactions, because there were things from option 1 and things from option 2, and we can put them all together and make option 3, which will be true option, best option, best girl, best option. Alright, anyway, now back to the mall. Don't save. Classical instruments. Oh, but you would be wrong. Much like Kairi herself, her theme is a muddled mix of emotions that does not quite know what it wants to be. It's like everything relates to each other or something. Yeah, all of these scenes are the different dungeon floors, and they are all laid out. Well, I keep opening them all and then I go somewhere else. Like, let's look at one that I haven't done anything with. Yeah, while I'm on the hospital, why not west second floor? So it's laid out, but nothing else has been done. But this part was always a struggle to have them designed and dropped in here. And as far as I know, yeah, they're all placed properly, they're all tagged properly. They will work if I just want to drop in, it will work, but there's nothing to see. Let's see, I can put the mini map on, can't I? Probably won't be accurate. But I could be wrong. Yeah, see, it's labeled as the first floor. But, it's operational. The map fills. There's just nothing to look at. Yeah, so like I said, they're all laid out, and I have the graphics. It's just putting it all in there. I think I did a little bit more with Swain Industries than the others. I think I laid out the floor for most of them. I know I put in all of the one-way doors just because it was a pain in the butt to label them. Okay, yeah, this is the last floor I had. Whoa! There you go, girls. Target angle, just phase 0. That's goofy. See if I can do this real quick. Minimap rolling. This is Swain Industries, 4th floor. Level data, Swain Industries, 4th floor. Updated, cool. Ta-da, Swain Industries 4th floor, yay! This minimap thing could probably use a little redo with a little animating stuff, sort of like what we did with the battle system boxes. Let's see, what else can we listen to? Well, since you didn't say CC before, I'll do CC now. So, ha! Can I, like, Prime subscribe to the channel? And does it help? I have no idea. I honestly don't know. But I do want to start doing more streamy stuff. What happens in here? Oh yeah, you're not actually supposed to be able to walk inside of it. Whatever. Like, I figured out how to stream my gameplay from my Android phone. Or not stream, but record. So I can do, like, Fire Emblem Heroes content just as, like, a fun thing on the side. Because with all my free time, right? I just like wandering around Swain Industries. They'll be really cool once I have all this stuff in there. Like, where's my Swain Industries stuff? Boop, 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 boop. Is it Yeah. So we got all these cool, like, security booths. A science machine. Who knows what it does, but it looks like science. The security gate. It's supposed to be for, clearance into certain areas, which may or may not work. Big industrial table. Small industrial table. There's that gate. A lot of neat little vials. Well, that one's clipping. This is our little warp teleport plate. And we've got these cool walls with windows. This actually doesn't have my updated stuff. We did a lot of fixes, fixed resources. Well, let's just do fixed preset prefabs. So we have like these neat little fences that sort of act as railings. Got an enhanced vertical gate that I have to use to replace these old ones. Brand new walls. That's just a flat base. Got some with brick. Little signs on them. They all have little stickers. Got a little biohazard, biological hazard, radioisotopes hot lab. Caution testing, corrosives. Don't feed test subjects, it's for your own good. You need to be a partner or affiliate to get a sub button on the channel, which requires a lot of followers, then applying for one of the 2 programs at Twitch. Yeah. Maybe someday. I mean, if certain secret things I'm working on pan out, then we'll be able to join with another channel that I think does have a lot of followers, and they may actually be a partner. Yeah, Patreon right now is the best way, and I haven't decided on this yet, but I'm just thinking ahead. I think by the end of this year, I want to close the Patreon page. I would want to do that because you guys have given more than enough, and I'm beyond grateful. But also, by the end of this year, I should have super secret plans worked out, and we'll have a release date, and we'll have a plan, and we'll have funding, and everything will be dandy. And I'll be able to sit down and do nothing but this all the time, which is what I've wanted for the past year and a half, but I have not been able to do just because I have to pay for everyone else to work. social media. That's another thing, like, I just don't have time. Oh yeah, if you've written stuff, it's probably some sort of conflict of interest to do Patreon stuff. Ethics is weird. Yeah, I can respect that as well. I don't blame you at all. That's probably the correct choice. Yeah, so that's sort of the big update, I guess, for the public stream. Got a lot of dungeons here, got lots of music, party menu, battle system, everything's going good. And yeah, I mean I have no bad news, which should be good news because a lot of people will announce delays or changing their scope or whatever. No, everything's fine. It's just really my like I said, my time's really split, and that's what's doing a number on me personally. Just not having that time to focus on the things I would want to focus on. It's a bummer, but it is what it is. That's why I want to do social media stuff more. Like my Facebook page has been floundering. Twitter, I just forget. And I don't really know what to say on Twitter other than just hop into other people's conversations and be a little bit of a troll. That's what I do best, I suppose. What's happening for the private stream? Private stream's always more me actually working. This public stream was just to show people how it's been going. Oh wait, I had those on because I can actually drop objects and it prevents them from falling to the floor. Well, looks like it's about 3. So I really appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out and watching and seeing what's up. And I'll say farewell with Buck's amazing theme. This was awesome having you, and I hope that you like what you see, and we'll deliver a really fun game. That's my only concern, is delivering something that's fun. So if we need extra time to make it fun, that's what we'll do. But for now, everything is on time, and I'm not concerned. So we'll chat again soon. And of course, drop me a line if you have any questions. Hit us up on Patreon. Message me on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. I don't know. Subscribe to us on YouTube. What? Do all of the things, I guess. Yeah, I try not to stress out about it all. It doesn't do anyone any favors when you're pulling your hair out. That's when you make mistakes. Ah! Oh yeah, cat pictures. Oh, I can text my buddy that has the cats, and I'll ask him for some cat pictures. And we shall have them. But for now, my friends, I must bid you farewell. Thank you so much again. And there will be cat pictures.